In a calculated act of cruelty, a bully slipped drugs into Jamal Carter's backpack, hoping to ruin the black student's future, until Jamal's quick thinking and sharp instincts turned the tables, exposing the real culprit and reclaiming his reputation. Jamal Carter was a 17-year-old senior at Westview High School in Atlanta, Georgia, in the fall of 2023. Known for his academic excellence and quiet determination, he was a standout in his advanced placement classes and a key member of the debate team. Raised by his mother, Angela, a nurse, and his father, Marcus, a high school math teacher, Jamal grew up in a working-class neighborhood where education was emphasized as a path to opportunity. His parents instilled in him a sense of responsibility and resilience, often reminding him, "You've got to be twice as good to get half as far." Jamal took this to heart, maintaining a 3.9 GPA and earning a scholarship offer from Morehouse College for computer science. Westview High was a diverse school, but tensions simmered beneath the surface. Jamal, one of the few black students in the AP track, often felt the weight of stereotypes. Teachers praised his work, but some classmates whispered about affirmative action or assumed he was there on athletic merit, despite his focus on academics. Among those classmates was Ethan Hayes, a popular senior known for his charm with teachers and his knack for trouble behind their backs. Ethan, whose father was a local attorney, carried an air of entitlement. He led a clique of students who dominated the school's social scene, often targeting those they deemed outsiders. The trouble began in September 2023, during Jamal's final semester. Ethan, who shared AP chemistry with Jamal, had a history of subtle jabs. He'd mutter comments like, "Quota kid," when Jamal scored higher on tests, or roll his eyes when Jamal spoke in class. Jamal ignored him, focusing on his goals. But Ethan's resentment grew. Jamal's consistent academic success threatened Ethan's position as the class's top student, a title he used to bolster his college applications. One afternoon, during a lab session, Ethan saw an opportunity. The classroom was chaotic, with students moving between stations. Jamal had left his backpack by his desk while he worked at a lab bench. Ethan, unnoticed by the teacher, slipped a small plastic bag containing white powder, later identified as cocaine, into a side pocket of Jamal's backpack. Ethan's plan was simple: tip off the school administration anonymously, get Jamal searched, and watch him face suspension or worse. He assumed Jamal's background would make the accusation stick. Regardless of the truth, Jamal sensed something was off that day. Ethan had been unusually quiet, avoiding his usual taunts. After class, Jamal noticed his backpack side pocket was slightly unzipped, though he always kept it closed. He didn't think much of it at first, assuming he'd been careless. But as he walked his next class, he overheard Ethan whispering to a friend, "Just wait, it's gonna be good." Jamal's instincts kicked in. He'd dealt with subtle prejudice before. Teachers double-checking his work, security guards watching him in stores, and he knew better than to ignore his gut. Instead of heading to his next class, Jamal went to the bathroom and checked his backpack thoroughly. In the side pocket, he found the plastic bag. His heart sank. He knew immediately this wasn't his, and the implications were clear. Possession of drugs on school grounds meant automatic suspension, possibly expulsion, and a ruined college future. Jamal thought of his parents' sacrifices, his scholarship, and the years he'd spent proving himself. Anger mixed with fear, but he stayed calm. He needed a plan. Jamal considered his options. Going to principal with the drugs would raise questions. Why did he have them? How could he prove they weren't his? He knew Ethan was behind it. The timing and Ethan's behavior were too coincidental. But he needed evidence, not just suspicion. Jamal decided to buy time. He wrapped the bag in tissue, hid it in a locked pencil case in his backpack, and went to his next class, acting as if nothing was wrong. That evening at home, Jamal confided in his mother. Angela listened, her face tightening with worry. "This is serious, Jamal," she said. "We need to handle this carefully." Marcus, overhearing, joined them. "If this kid set you up, we'll make sure he's the one who pays," he said. They agreed Jamal shouldn't confront Ethan directly or take the drugs to school authorities yet. Instead, they brainstormed ways to expose the truth without jeopardizing suspicion. Jamal remembered conversation from debate team about school security cameras. The chemistry classroom had a camera in one corner, installed after lab equipment went missing the previous year. If Ethan's actions were caught on tape, it could prove Jamal's innocence. But accessing the footage wasn't easy. Only administrators could view it, and they'd need a reason. Jamal also thought about Ethan's patterns. Ethan often bragged about his connections, hinting his father could fix any trouble he got into. This gave Jamal an idea. Ethan's arrogance might be his downfall. The next day, Jamal approached his chemistry teacher, Ms. Rivera, a no-nonsense educator who respected his work. "Ms. Rivera, I think someone tampered with my backpack yesterday," he said, keeping his tone neutral. "Can you check if anything unusual happened during class?" He didn't mention the drugs, not wanting to risk suspicion. Ms. Rivera raised an eyebrow, but agreed to speak with the administration about reviewing the footage, citing possible theft concerns. Meanwhile, Ethan acted. During lunch, he sent an anonymous email to the assistant principal, Mr. Jenkins, claiming he'd overheard a student talking about drugs in a backpack. He didn't name Jamal directly, but described a black student in AP chemistry, knowing it would point to him. By afternoon, Mr. Jenkins called Jamal to his office. "We received a tip about contraband," he said. "Mind if we check your bag?" Jamal nodded, his heart pounding but his face calm. He'd left the pencil case at home, ensuring his backpack was clean. The search found nothing, and Mr. Jenkins sent him back to class, puzzled but satisfied. Jamal knew this was only a temporary reprieve. Ethan would try again, or the drugs could still be linked to him if discovered. That evening, he called his cousin Trey, a paralegal at a local law firm. Trey had experience with legal procedures and suggested documenting everything. "Write down what happened, keep any evidence. And don't touch that bag without gloves," Trey advised. Jamal followed his advice, taking photos of the plastic bag without handling it directly, and noting the time and place he found it. Ms. Rivera called Jamal after school the next day. "The camera footage showed someone near your backpack during lab," she said. "It's not clear enough to identify them, but it's suspicious. I reported it to the principal." Jamal thanked her, his mind racing. The footage wasn't definitive, but it was a start. He needed more. Jamal decided to set a trap. He knew Ethan hung out with his clique in the school parking lot after hours, often boasting about his schemes. Jamal asked a friend, Malik, a junior on the debate team, to help. Malik was tech-savvy and had access to a small recording device from the school's AV club. "Just get close and let him talk," Jamal said. Malik agreed, knowing Ethan's history of targeting Jamal. The next afternoon, Malik lingered near Ethan's group, pretending to text on his phone while the recorder ran. Ethan, unaware, was in high spirits. "Told you it'd be easy," he said to a friend. Slipped it in his bag. No problem. Jenkins almost had him. His friend laughed. "What if he finds it?" Ethan smirked. "He won't. Kid like him? They'll believe he's guilty." Malik captured the conversation and sent the audio to Jamal. Jamal now had two pieces of evidence: the partial camera footage and Ethan's recorded admission. He and his parents met with Trey that evening. "This is enough to make a case," Trey said. "But you need to go to the principal, not the police yet. Let the school handle discipline first." Angela was nervous. What if they don't believe him? Trey reassured her. "The evidence is strong, and Jamal's record is spotless." The next morning, Jamal requested a meeting with Principal Carter. No relation. A fair but strict administrator. He brought his parents and the evidence: the photos of the plastic bag, the locked pencil case still unopened, and the audio file. "Someone planted this in my backpack," Jamal explained. "I believe it was Ethan Hayes. The camera footage in this recording support my claim." He played the audio, Ethan's voice clear as he bragged about the setup. Principal Carter listened, his expression grim. After reviewing the evidence, Principal Carter called Ethan to the office. Ethan denied everything at first, claiming the recording was fake. But when confronted with the camera footage, which showed him lingering near Jamal's desk, he faltered. "I was just grabbing my stuff," he said weakly. Principal Carter wasn't convinced. "We're escalating this to the school board, and the police will be informed due to the nature of the substance," he said. The school conducted a swift investigation. The plastic bag, tested by authorities, confirmed cocaine, and Ethan's fingerprints were found on it. Ethan's father, the attorney, tried to intervene, but the evidence was overwhelming. Ethan faced expulsion and legal consequences, as possession with intent to distribute was a serious charge. His college offers were rescinded, and his family's reputation took a hit. Jamal, cleared of any wrongdoing, received an apology from the school. Principal Carter praised his composure and resourcefulness. "You handled this with maturity beyond your years," he said. Ms. Rivera, who had advocated for footage review, pulled Jamal aside. "I'm proud of you. Don't let anyone dim your light.